with us. So
Yeah,
no matter if
we're
you
going to
like it
have
or
your
not.
code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
Right. I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over. You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
well.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free,
right?
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another day on Pulsechain, PulseX, and of course Incentive and Hex. We're going to talk about that today, of course, like we do every day. We're going to have a yield farming update as well and see how the yields are going. And a big shout out, big update there. Now we have got big update from Jacob on the Mafia game, the #1 GameFi on Pulsechain, and of course also playing on BNB. But I'm going to do a separate video for that, and I'm also going to be doing another separate video on another project as well. So look forward to that. Probably both of those out today. They're going to be nice and short and sweet to the point. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Let's see who else is in the house. We got Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Hey, Sandy, hope you're doing well. And of course, the health and fitness post there from Sandy today. Nice one there, keeping us fit. I'm on day 3 of my new program, and fingers crossed, it's going good so far, but a long way to go. So I'm going to keep up the good effort there. We got DG and Hexton as well. Superman in the house. That's true. Oh, there we go. A big shout out, DG. We got Craig Pitt as well. Morning all. Hey, Craig. Hope you're doing well. Also, big shout out. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for further videos. Whether you're on any of the 3 channels we're streaming to, Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X. Over 10,500 subscribers. Join the family. As we say, join the family. We got DG and Hex. Since he's hit the like, definitely do that. Unpredicted Hex, I can't wait to be a whale, lol. People tracking my wallet address as the dumper. And that's funny. Unpredicted Hex. That's really funny. Every now and again, that does happen. That does happen. We got Crypto Dan in the house there. Hi, guys. Hey, Crypto Dan. Welcome. Good to see you. We got Wookie as well. Wookie needs an update. And Wookie does need an update. That's for sure. He's the Syndicate Capo from the most feared family in Mafia, the Syndicate. What else there? We got what's up? Hexkins. Hey, Tintop. Hope you're doing well. As well. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Randy Alaski also doing some pretty decent buys on Pulsechain and PulseX. So is that a buy signal? Let me know in the chat there if you've seen that post. We're going to cover it later on. But that's kind of where we are at the moment. Let's kick off with the stock market and go for gold there. And should we go to the bottom view? How about that? Is that for you cool? Let's try that for a little bit. We've got, actually, let's just go back up because I'm probably going to talk about some other stuff there. But we got the stock market there. It ended its 8-day winning streak. So energy stock sliding there, as the title says. So that's the S&P. We can see that after 8 winning days, it's just eased off a little bit there. Down 61 points on the Dow Jones to 40,834. S&P 500 down 11 points to 5,597. And the NASDAQ there down 61 points down to 17,814. So just shaving off a little bit of percentage there on all those 3. The US dollar is slightly stronger at 101.26, but that's down a lot. Remember, it used to be like at 104, even 105, so that's come down a bit. We're expecting a big pivot in that because it's going to help commodities, right? And so far, we got West Texas down slightly and Brent oil down slightly, 9 cents, 5 cents respectively, to $73 and $77 respectively on the West Texas and Brent oil. That's per barrel, of course. Looking at gold, gold's been on an absolute tear. Breaking new all-time highs. We got there up 35 cents today, 2,555. Let's look at the max chart for gold. And not all-time high, but it's what is that chart? Fudge the chart there. I don't know what chart that is. It's not the gold one. We've got silver there at the moment. We've got silver one there, $29.46. That's just down slightly. And we're expecting both gold and silver, when we get those interest rate pivots, we're expecting potentially a devaluation in the US dollar to make sense. And then these things to rally, right? And maybe silver gets to $75 or something like that. Definitely on the table there. You may know rich dad, poor dad is super bullish on the silver there. Now looking at the news ahead, economic news, we're waiting for the Jackson Hole, right? That's where the head of the major central banks and the finance ministers get together. So that's going to be later this week. We're expecting an address from Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve. So, we're looking at potentially 25 basis points in September due to good economic news on inflation, which has been cooling. But he might flag 50 basis points, and that would be even more bullish. I'm hoping he does 50 basis points. Obviously, the majority of markets still picking 25 basis points for September, November, and December. So it's kind of where we are at the moment. While there are good arguments on both sides for starting a 25 basis point cut versus going to 50 basis point, the recent rebound and risk sentiment would all else equal argue against more aggressive action. So let's see where we end up there at the moment. We also know that the DNC has got their convention on at the moment, full of falsehoods and propaganda and insanities. So if you've seen that on TV, it is unbelievable. These people are so wicked and so dangerous. It's crazy. That's how bad it is. And of course, ultimately, if they do win, they're going to finish off the global takeover and remove all the freedoms in the world. So it's pretty scary from that point of view. It is a pivotal century election in the making right now. All right, so let's see where we go over there. That is the news there. So let's jump over to crypto. Crypto had a rally overnight and then pulled back. So we had Bitcoin at 59,174 at the moment, down 0.5%. The Bitcoin dominance is at 54.55%. Ethereum at the moment is Ethereum. I've got to get this slider right. Ethereum at the moment, slide back up. We got Ethereum there is at 2,575, down 2.3%. What else are we going to say about this? Tron standing out there, up again today, 12.27% at 16 cents. That's a very good move for Tron there as well. Matic up 7.77% at 46 cents. Some of the leaders there, ADA are up 2.3% at 34 cents. What do we got there? BNB up 1.8% at $570. They're kind of our bigger movers. Litecoin down 2.8% on those. So that's some of the leaders there. Yeah, Tron having a good time for once. That's pretty much it. We're going to zoom in on Bitcoin though. Let's see where else there. So Bitcoin, this is the hourly. Yeah, so we had a nice little rally, right? It was pretty cool. And we all got all the way up to $61,457 on Bitcoin. And then we just got sold back down in the morning. So that was pretty crazy. Just one moment, guys. Just got a message to answer. So just I should have had an advert in the middle there. Just had an interruption there, so that's okay. All right, so yeah, that's where we're at the moment. We had a big sell-off, and we got all the way back down to 58,565. We're back up from there. Some crazy times, right? Volatility. We said it was going to be here through August, September. Not. We haven't been disappointed, have we? And of course, October there, we're expecting to get some brighter things ahead. That rally finally starting to kick off. All things willing. So let's just update this on the daily. Let's wait for that to update. Let's refresh that, reload. It's a break in the matrix. Go to the daily on that one again. Try that one more time. And yeah, we're back over 59,000 there, so 59,156. So looking pretty good. We're just below the 200-day moving average, which is in blue, right? So that is ticking away at 59,417. We're just below that by just over $200. So 220 maybe. At the moment, so we're just ticking around, but not too bad. We have got some convergence going with the 50-day, the yellow line, and the 200-day moving average. We don't want that cross generally, obviously, because it's a death cross. If it does cross, we just want it to tap and move and break apart to a golden cross again. And we have definitely got the sentiment for that coming up with the interest rate pivots, and potentially if Trump wins the US election, that's going to amplify any benefits there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, but that is kind of where we are at the moment. Still volatility phase in here. So that would take us right to the end of this red line here. See that? That is September, and of course that's typically a down month for crypto. But we do have an interest rate pivot there on 8th September, expecting stocks to pull back from that. That's not what normally happens after an interest rate pivot. That's where the interest rates are really high for really long, like 5.5%, and then it pivots off. Remember that the rate rise, when it did occur, was the fastest, steepest rate rise in history, coming off super long, low inflation, and it was crazy. And then they printed all that money, right, under the Biden administration in particular. So crazy. They printed more money than you could possibly dream, not just on the US ledger, but also foreign ledger as well. And that's not commonly known, but it's insane what they've been up to. So no surprises there. So that's kind of it. And we'll probably get interest rate pivot, September, November to December, probably at least 25 basis points each. And that's kind of the picture at the moment. And that could be bullish, maybe even higher, up to 1.25 percentage points. That would be pretty cool, bringing us down, to what, 4.25% on the federal funds rate. So that's kind of where we're heading at the moment. So it's pretty bullish outlook from October, which is normally October, right? So after that, after this red line here, October from there, and hopefully we get a nice bullish rally, get some of those steep rises that we're looking for. Ethereum there at the moment. Remember, we are in a Bitcoin halving year, so it typically occurs. Let's see here. We looked at that yesterday, was it? We had looked at the halving chart. It was pretty cool. Similar action here on Ethereum. We got all the way up to 2,697. We got pushed all the way down to 2,555, and we're currently at 2,578 at the moment. That's on the hourly. Looking at the daily. Let's see where we are on the daily there. Let's see where that is. Also, Wookie goes, the police. The police knocked on the door. Yeah, it was not quite the police, but that's funny, Wookie. That's probably the comment of the day. Great show today, says Property View. I appreciate that. Big shout out, and keep doing up the great work that you've been doing, Property View. And we've got Refined in the house as well. Woo! Hey, good to see you, Refined. Welcome to the family, as we say. All right, so we've got the daily there. Let me just update this. It's having a problem reloading, probably because it's got so much stuff open. Let me just go over to the daily again. Let's see if we can do a better job. Yeah, there we go on the daily. So we've had this death cross right on Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum is relatively underperformed. We did have a pretty strong rally, so let's not kid ourselves. We had a nice little rally in there, but we didn't take out the all-time high of 4,900. And of course, Proto-Dank shardings rained on the parade a little bit there. Second layers have definitely been booming. Optimism, Atribum, base chain. It's a little bit a victim of its own success as Ethereum at the moment. But we, when we do get spectacular price events, we do see the Gwei spike. Our last big spike was up to 600, over 600 Gwei, right? It's currently down, 1 or 2 Gwei or something like that, last time I checked. That's kind of where we're at the moment. All the same bullish mechanisms. And of course, August, September, going to be volatile. And October's kind of when we're expecting the takeoff to happen. And we did a poll the other day, and we had a good third of the people expected October to December. Some people were expecting the first quarter of next year, and others expecting the second quarter. And so that's kind of where we landed there. All right, so that's Ethereum. That's going to lead us into the meme coins. We're going to be picking off a Bitcoin, of course. We're picking Dog Go to the Moon for the win. We did see some unusual behavior. We saw Binance list dogs, not dog on Bitcoin, but dogs. And so pretty crazy. Who knows what Binance is up to there? Binance have been covering runes big time. So not quite sure what's going on there with them. Probably it's all about money, right? Getting paid money. But dogs go to the moon, 4.93 sats at the moment. Market cap sitting around 291 million here on Magic Eden. So if you're not familiar with Magic Eden, it's the #1 DEX for runes and ordinals. And it is a dominating volume. There are other markets like Unisat and others, but this is definitely #1. But runes is also being picked up by centralized exchanges. The #1 exchange at the moment for dog is Gate.io. They've been earning some incredible fees by trading that too. That's where most of the volume is. It's kind of the play there at the moment. But there are a lot of other great teams like Ryzik and Nakamoto Dollar, other teams like that here in the top list. Lobo is one of my favorite. That's actually up today a little bit, 2.6% at number 11. So that's kind of the play there at the moment. And of course, they've got NFT collections as well. You can see all those here at the moment on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's not missing out. Like last bull market, it was all EVM chains. But this time with the Runes protocol, which is superior to the BRC20s, at least version 1, and OSC20s as well. So it's kind of the place to be, is on their own Runes protocol. Remember, Rune's protocol did launch at the fork of Bitcoin this year, and sorry, at the halving I meant this year. So it's been doing extremely successful and dominating a lot of the traffic on Bitcoin. So, like 60, 70%, something like that. So doing pretty well. Now I'm looking more at Dog at the moment. Let's go back to Dog because I want to actually just talk about the holder numbers, what we're looking at. We're in the accumulation zone for Dog, and we're actually just hit 82,000 pretty much just before the live stream here or during it. We've got 82,000 holders. That's going up a couple hundred a day. This is a really good sign that we're going to get a big move on Dog coming up. So very excited about that. Looking at the all chart, if we go in all, you can see it topped out at 13.1 sats, and that's when Bitcoin was 71,000. Now it's just below 5 sats at the moment. So a beautiful pickup zone here. Beautiful pickup zone. It's also had a golden cross on it. So if we go to golden cross, also had that. I don't have that chart up, but that's in our strategy club. So if you haven't joined our strategy club, the link's in the video description, and you can join up today. $35 a month, good value, multi-chain opportunities. We cover things like Dog on Bitcoin and Titan X, Dragon X, all those sort of things on Ethereum. Lots of cool protocols which we think are going to do extremely well. So get in there on that one. We got Dog here on the on TradingView, so taking a different perspective on the price. We can see here on the hourly, and let's go to the daily here. At the moment, so you see on the alley, we're having a good little rally yesterday, and we got a bit of a sell-off, and with the rest of the market, and just so it's a leverage play on Bitcoin, right? So, and then we've just come down here at the moment, trying to get back to 0.3 of a penny. Let's go to the daily though on the old Dog go to the moon. This is on the Runes protocol, of course, on top of Bitcoin. And that is the chart at the moment. So that's the chart, and you can see we're just tinkering along here. These are linears and log charts. So we've actually broken the downward wedge, and we've moved out. We've got also a golden cross on the averages. I haven't got the moving averages on this chart, but they're in the strategy club inside the Discord. And of course, we're getting very close to a breakup. I mean, here it's very, very close. Once we break 35/100th of a penny, it is game on here for the old Dog. And of course, we get some tier 1 exchanges. That is moon. Dog will definitely go to the moon there. So that's kind of cool. That leads us into meme coins. We've got a comment here from MVS. Did we give? We've got MVS in here. Morning, family. Hey, MVS. Hope you're doing pretty well. TFM says, did Axion die? No, Axion's still ticking away. I'm still in the Discord there. They're still ticking away there. Probably should do an update at some stage from them. It'd be nice to get the guy running. It's community-led, right? So, yeah, we'll probably try and cover that at some stage. Good to see a TFM. It's still ticking away, though. I think they've had some upgrades to the staking UI. It looks really good. Like, that's, the dev for the staking UI is just absolutely fantastic. So that's ticking away there. We might do it, and like I say, do an update soon. I know that Crypto Casino is covering Axion still pretty solidly, as well as a few other projects. So shout out to Crypto Casino. We got Archie in house there. Hi all, just popping in, say hello. Off to dinner, Mafia for the win. Hey, nice one there, Archie. Archie, the Don of the Syndicate, of course, the most powerful feared family on the Mafia game. We got Tim Top says, start stacking up your dry powder now. US mortgage rates hit a 2-year low. But the Fed hasn't officially lowered rates. You'll know exactly when to deploy. You won't have to ask, not financial advice there. That's from Tintop there. Thanks for that. All right, so let's look at the meme coins. We got Dogecoin at number 1 at 15 billion, just as a benchmark. It's down for the week. You can see virtually all the top ones. I mean, Floki's up slightly, and Cat in the Dog's World or Mew is up slightly for the last week, right? So getting up the top 12. So Dog's still at number 12. Down 2% for the week. And the biggest losers so far for this week have been pretty much Bonkcoin and the Popcat on Solana, down 21.4%. It's quite a bit on the weekly. Dog down modestly there. Mogcoin's down quite a lot too for the week, 23%. These are the top 12. And of course, you can see for the last 24 hours, we actually got a little bit of green still going, even after that retrace and bounce, a little bit mini bounce. Brett token up the most there, up 16%. But still down 5.5% for the week. So it's up 16% though, pretty good over the last 24 hours. And Floki up 9%, so not bad. Dog with that up 9%. Some nice little moves there amongst the top 12. And of course, Dog there just up slightly 1% on the 24 hours, but down slightly on the hour there. So Dog's the one we're picking for the win. And like I say, just to get back up near Dodge, it's like 50x to get that market cap. So and of course, if it gets to record highs like even higher than that, then you could do 200x, something like that. So we're looking forward to some pretty crazy stuff happening with dog. The cool thing, of course, is the holder counts just going up and up and up while we're in this accumulation zone. That is such a bullish sign. Yeah, looking forward to where that's going to go. It's going to lead us into Pulsechain, which is the title of the video. So it's about time we got here, but we're here. It's day 466 results. We got Pulse at the moment at quadruple 0361, down 1.4%, sitting at 36% of the mean sacrifice price. We got PulseX at the moment at quadruple 0192, down 1.22%, sitting at just over 19% of the mean sacrifice price. We got the buy and burn at the moment at 956.3 billion. That's 956.3 billion. PulseX has now been bought up and burned. And of course, that is sitting at 4.73% of the public supply. So PulseX there looking pretty good on the buy and burn, part of the superior tokenomics of the Pulsechain PulseX ecosystem, of course. Incentive token, $1.80. No, the $1.80 there is down 1.9%. 1.37%, of course, of that is the Pulse price. And the other is the Pulse ratio. And it's slipped just below 50,000 from yesterday. We're sitting at 49,866 Pulse per one incentive token at the moment. The total supply, of course, yesterday it hit over 40 million incentives tokens in existence there from the PulseX V1 farms. We're going to look at that today. So hold on to your hat for that one, especially the Top Gun hat like I'm wearing. We've got Hex at the moment is currently at 4600th of a penny, down 1.35%, and EHEX at 1300th of a penny. It's pretty much the same as the last day or two. So no change there. And the combined price EHEX sitting at just below 0.6 of a penny there. And still a bargain to be had for the old Hex there. I've seen a number of posts on X lately talking about Hex to $1. Seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. So big shout out to all those Hexkins out there. So that's pretty much it for day 466. Let's have a look at the charts. It's like we've got Hexcavator popped in there. Hey, Hexcavator, good to see you, mate, and welcome to the chat. We've got Pulsechain. Obviously, we've talked about all the macro news for crypto. We've got obviously the specific news for Pulsechain, and of course that's Richard Hart's response to the SEC. That is due on the 22nd of August. It would be Northern Hemisphere time, so it's probably 2 days for me. 2 days to go, so 2 days from now, and that would be. I don't think we're going to see it, but that's going to be the response by Richard Hart's Dream Team lawyers to the SEC. Now, SEC put their response for the motion to dismiss the case on the 8th of July, so that's some time back now. And Richard Hart's dream team of lawyers, including one of Elon Musk's lawyers, is going to be responding to that on the 22nd of August. They also have former SEC people working in that team as well. So pretty cool. I think there's like 5 or 6 different lawyering top legal firms, probably. So pretty crazy. Now, obviously, after that, we're expecting. Let me just go full screen here. We're expecting Richard Hart's and SEC court oral arguments are going to be taking place 22nd of October. And then, of course, after that, we're expecting maybe 2 or 3 months after that, maybe get a judgment on that. Maybe December, January. That's probably what we get there. So fingers crossed there that we win that. I think, just from a layman, I think the case against them is pretty weak. And let's see how we go. Let's see. And his lawyers are brilliant. So let's see how we go there. As long as the judge is reasonable, it could end up in our favor. We've seen a lot of judges push down the SEC and a lot of other cases. So fingers crossed on that one. And then, of course, U.S. election is going to be important for the insurance policy, particularly if Trump wins there, right? Because he's going to get rid of Gary Gensler. We saw that the 10-headed snake, good old Kamala Harris there, is talking about making Gary Gensler, rumors of, at least, of making Gary Gensler the head of the Treasury. So, I mean, these guys are just terrible. We also saw the crypto super PAC. I don't know if we saw that sort of big Democrat donor pull out of that. Because they're looking to sponsor against the Democrat nominee in one of the I can't remember, the Senate House or something like that. But so that's causing a bit of fraction there. And of course, they've had big fallouts with the Harris administration. So it's going to be pretty crazy there. Yeah, I think the crypto guys got to wake up and realize that Trump's really the only one. The rest of them are going to remove control and create havoc, chaos. You got to remember that the Democrats and that they're into chaos. Chaos is very important. It's a very big principle of socialism and communism to create chaos and revolution, and of course to undo the history of the past. You got to remember that the West has been the greatest civilization of all time, and of course based on Judeo-Christian principles. It's created freedom, removed slavery, and everything else. It has created the utopia. But these people were taking away all those freedoms, taking away all that stuff, and going to move us back into the dark ages. And of course, they clip the ticket on the way. They get to live comfortable, but everybody else is, the middle class gets shrinked. So they shrink the middle class. They impose things on the working class that really is quite dystopian where they're heading. And of course, you can see that as a good example in the UK with the fascism that's run by the Labour Party there. The other thing you're also saying is the Europeans are now trying to take down X social platform for free speech. So you can see they're trying to pull in all realms of freedom. So this election is really election for a century. It is that important now. Trump is the only one standing between them and us and our freedom and prosperity and safety. So it is a massive election there. Cannot be understated how important that is. That is Pulse at the moment. And yeah, we've had some interesting stuff here on the chart. So obviously we're back where we were back here in August, September in terms of prices back when the SEC. So remember that big candle there, that's the SEC candle, 31st of July there. Man, it was pretty harsh, and down we went. And of course, here we are, we're back down there. So a really good accumulation zone right now for Pulse and a good DCA value there. Remember, when the price does go back up, you get way less volume. So you really want to, you got to take the commitment, got to take the risk taking there at the bottom there. We see the RSI on the daily is down at 38. Let's go to the weekly here on Pulse. The weekly there on Pulse, you can see the chart there. Let's zoom that out. That is the weekly at the moment. So you can see that we've had several red candles there. We've got a nice little green candle there, and we're back where we were at the moment. The RSI is at 34.2. So it is a pretty reasonable place to accumulate. Now, obviously, we've still got that court case, but it's going to be several months for that as well. Here we are. Now, obviously, if we get the October bull market start running up and ETH starts riding back up, remember the magic up ride, 170,000 ETH was at about 3,700. So it's down, about $1,000 at the moment per ETH. So that's also going to be something that's going to be, we have to defer our bullishness about that money, however it might be used to help Pulsechain. And the other way, of course, is other fund sources that may be used instead to do magic carp ride, which there will be out there, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink out there for you guys that know what I'm talking about. All right, so it's all part of the magic carp ride. But there we go. That is it on a Pulse. We also know that Randy Olasky is seems to be pretty happy with the way the chart's looking in terms of buying. So I know that he sends money back and forth over the thing. It's all up to him. It's his private stuff, so good on him. But he says that he bridged over, this only out about 5 hours ago or so. He says bridged over 10 ETH last night and bought 800 billion PulseX. I think he means a million PulseX. I think it's a typo. And 100 million Pulse there, because that would add up to 10 ETH approximately. And some more two pucks there as well. So he bought those. If we are not at or near the bottom, then I will take the losses in stride. Next up is Hex. So he's looking at Hex there as well, which I've just said there's a good pickup there. So that's from Randy Lasky. We know that Randy, does some good stuff there. He's got a nice ecosystem. He's got a big following, and there's no permissions group. He's got, recently Corey Costa became his ambassador for that network to promote those as well. They've got, a mixed bag there of cool stuff. Also, his Nope token has been, it's a good token to get into. It's doing pretty well most of the time. Obviously, goes up and down with the markets to some degree. The other thing, of course, is that he always says, when the market's on a big bull market, take profits, and it's good, wise wisdom there from Randy, who is a seasoned trooper in crypto, right? Been around a long time. So some good stuff there. Even got people like Toby Wan there. You bought 800 billion PulseX. Yeah, he goes, yeah. Oops. So yeah, definitely 800 million there on that one, which is probably about $15,500 at the moment for that. And I think 100 million Pulse is about $3,500. And then he bought some PHUX as well. So that gets you up to that 25,000 or so. So that's pretty cool. So is that a buy signal? You decide. But the chart does look pretty friendly, as I've been pointing out. That moves us to PulseX. PulseX obviously looking pretty good, and it does look like he bought more PulseX than Pulse and PHUX. So definitely PulseX is his preferred ticker there. If you think about 15,500 out of 25,000, for example, it's like 60%. Obviously we don't know exactly when he bought, but it's pretty close. I mean, the prices haven't been moved around too much. And also this chart looks pretty good, right? We've got this upward trend. We've got higher lows. We're holding the horizontal above 1800. And that's all positive, right? The RSI is down at 40, so there's lots of upside. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. So those will be some of the things that he'll be bargaining on for his purchases. Moving to Pulse, the ratio of PulseX to Pulse. And of course, we can see that PulseX has been going up against Pulse for the most part. Obviously, it topped out at one Pulse equals 0.6 Pulse there at the moment, but it's been doing pretty good. And it's currently down just over half at the moment at 53. So that is PulseX. And of course, the PulseX burn's been going well, right? We're at 4.73% of the buy and burn. All public supply has been gone. So you've got that. And plus, we have, Power City's Earn protocol that takes PulseX off the market as well. And that will go up when the market, reverses. That will gain more value also. And it's a leverage play on PulseX. As we go into the farms, of course, we can see the farms at the moment are looking pretty good. I mean, these yields have been brilliant, right? Brilliant. We had PulseX at the moment at 11.39% there with PulseX. So nice little farm there. Got $34.3 million in that. We got Hex Pulse at the moment, 22% yield. So nice little yield there. We got INC Pulse there at 32%, almost 33. We got INC PulseX at 26%. So all those farms have looked terrific. We've got obviously the 4 Bridgeton asset classes all matched with Pulsecoin there, or Pulse, and that is DAI, USDC, and USD Tether, all sitting at 57, 58, and 58% respectively on those. So the stablecoin's doing really well. Now, obviously, if we get a reversal in the chart and the price of Pulse goes up, then you'll get impermanent loss here relative to Pulse. So you'll lose your Pulse, you'll lose the capital gain upside, but you'll still make the nice APR. But you'll end up with a lot more stable coins, right? If we get a price reversal, because we're at the bottom of the charts at the moment on Pulse and PulseX, for example, or at least the Pulse at this stage. Wrapped ETH at the moment is 34.6%, so still looking really, really good. These yields have been incredible, I think, and continue to play out really well. Now, the question is, of course, what happens to the Master Chief contract, and does ownership get transferred? And do we get a DAO in here eventually, right? Do we get a DAO? Is it going to be next year? Probably looks like that at this stage, right? Maybe the beginning of the year or something. We'll see. It just depends on how the court cases go, I think, how ETH price goes for the Magic Carp ride, all that sort of stuff. But this is kind of where we are at the moment. And, we'll see any pools come up eventually. And will that all be something that's later on? Because Richard's, maybe that old adage shaking out the market, right? That's kind of where we are. But so far, the farms are still producing very good income, and people have been enjoying those. So that's on PulseX V1 farms, right? There's remember that you have to be in the liquidity pools for V1 that are relevant to these farms to earn this extra incentive, which is typically bigger than the actual fees that you're going to be earning. You don't earn any fees in V1, but you earn fees on V2 pools on PulseX. All right, so we got the INC at the moment. At the moment is sitting at $1.80, but if we flip it over to Pulse ratio, we can see one INC is worth just below 50,000, 49,883, sitting just at the bottom. It's actually taped off quite a bit here, sitting near the bottom, but it's still above what I call good support, which is at 44,400 in this channel, right? So it's still not quite in the middle, but just below, and doing okay. And the RSI is chilling out too at 37, so we may see this. It's going to still move down, but that channel is holding up very well, which means those yields have been absolutely spectacular in the PulseX farms. Look at that beautiful, beautiful chart. Now, if we do break that, of course, 61, then we can go to 71. If we break 71, then it's up and away. I mean, this thing will break out, hyper breakout, and maybe $10, $20, something like that. I know people have been calling $100 and $1,000. I just think those are delusional. I'm just being frank about that. Anything's possible, but honestly, there's too many whales with big incentive collections and so forth. And even if you saw an emission reduction in the PulseX farms themselves, you got to say that's a bit delusional. But I'm pretty bullish about the fact that it could do $100. That's definitely in the ballpark, maybe even $200. So we'll see. Let's look at the beginning. I mean, the beginning we had the prices at the very beginning up at 300,000 on a K on here. So I mean, it's going to do some pretty spectacular things. I definitely think it can do that. But every time it goes up another leg, right, has a hyper breakout. At the top of the hyper breakout, the big whales are going to take money, right? There's so much money in the pool, and you've always got to think about an AMM pool like a bucket of money. I just can't say that enough. Always got to think about an AMM pool like a bucket of money. X times Y equals K, but it's a bucket of money basically at the time. And people, eventually have to have a big run. People take money often. It doesn't always happen. I mean, you can see here we had two big runs here, and it consolidates. But a lot of the time, it will just, particularly on more speculative assets like this, it will have once you get too high, there's so much money in there. There's so much money in there that people take the money. So that's something just to think about there later on. It's not something for today, but definitely something for the future. All right, let's go to Hex. You could see it too if we have negative outcomes in the court case. You could see that happen there too. That's another catalyst. At the moment, of course, we've got Hex currently at 4,600 a penny. Hex is a no-brainer right now. Hex is just such an easy accumulation zone, and the volume you're getting at the moment is just a dream. All it has to do is go up a little bit, and you get way less volume, right? So that's all I'm going to say about the Hex chart there. RSI pretty chill down at 42 as well. EHEX has been doing slightly better, with a little bit of uptrend, but it's still relatively low. But in the RSI is chilling at 53 there on the daily. Likewise, EHEX there, not too bad. Now looking at all the Hex derivatives, let's have a look at those quickly. We've got Maximus is up 2.7%. So this is the Hex mining pool. This is the 15.2 year one, the Maxi. It is one of the two big whales out in the future. So it's going to be the God whale and the Maxi whale. And the Maxi whale is coming out after the God whale. But the God whale is such a good fellow, as it were, or felless. I don't know what you want to say, but that probably won't matter too much for the Maxi, is my view on that one. So Maxi could be reign supreme out there in the future. In fact, we could probably pull it up another chart. I'm not sure if I'm sure that Crispy Man must have mentioned that on his show, since he does deep dives into that. We got Koza there on Ethereum. That's also up to 2.4% there, and Trio up slightly today. That's on the Hex derivatives. Moving to stablecoins, we got USDC coin. Man, it's just got ultra pumped up 22%. That's crazy. What happened there? That's on the 24-hour USDC there. This is the speculative stablecoin, not the pegged one. Let's have a look at the USD. What happened there? Oh, that's weird. Why is it showing 21.8%? Not sure what's happening there. That doesn't make sense with the chart, so not quite sure what's happening. Maybe it's a apparition or something. Anyway, so that's pretty much that. What's PDI at the moment? PDI is sitting at down 3.4%, sitting at just under 1,800 for a penny, and our USD they're sitting just below 6,000 with 7 zeros, down 6.4%. So not much happening with speculatives. All the stable coins, how are they doing there? PXDC stable at $1, HexDC $1. USDL just below $1, and Coast there just still discounted to the cost there at just under 90 or just over 97 cents. So Coast there, but the services are back up and running, so it's kind of cool. Finally, influencer coins. The only one that's up at the moment on a super small liquidity, $577. It's not even worth talking about, almost, is it? We got Maddie Allen there, $2.25, up to 3.9% there, but virtually no liquidity in there, so it's a mute point there. I only keep it up because one of the influencers, right? So that's the only reason why it's there. That's pretty much it. Let's have a look at Note Token from Randy. That's currently down 2% today, but still holding okay. Just over 1,400 of a penny there. And of course, I'm pretty sure that's going to do pretty well in the future, given all the stuff that Randy is doing. All right, us. I think that's it. Let's go to the overall coins here for Pulsechain. And have a look here. Let's go. Pulsechain. Here we go. All right. Okay, enough singing. Get this guy off. All right, we got 8.3 million in volume, so it's a little bit better, but still pretty low, right? So it's a little bit better than what we've seen in a weekday. But we want to get over 25 mil, something like that. We're going to need an uptrend for that and money pumping in. We got 200,000 for the 24-hour transactions. It's okay. We want to get back over 300-400, of course. Looking at some of the top movers outside of all the ones I've been talking about, we got a PGC, get the Grays up 7.8%. Definitely one of the better protocols out here on Pulsechain is the Grays currency, matched with the UFO, doing pretty well there. Mafia, of course, number one GameFi. That's also another good one, up 7.3% today, just under 1,200 of a penny. Up token there related to the liquid loans protocol is there up 3.8%. That's by Haunted, if you guys know Haunted with this holding strategy. That's the up X token there. Loan token itself is up 3.6%. It's been a while since we've seen the loan token being up the top here. So two loan token relators. Of course, Pulse is the collateral for that. So that's up 3.6%. And of course, these are a real steal right now. What you do is you accumulate these while the market's down. And then when the market goes up, you're going to make massive leverage on these. That's the trick with these tokens here at the moment. Time dividend also ticking along there, 3.14% at the moment. That's interesting. That's Pi. That's Pi, isn't it? We got Giga Chad there, up 2.5. Every lady out there wants a Chad, don't they? They want a good Chad. We got Hex Orange Address from the Tang Gang, up 2% as well. And that's pretty much it on the top movers there today. We got Texan Token making a little bit of a move here, up 0.4%. Good old Texan Token there, the first endowment token on the blockchain. So how about that? We've got a few groundbreaking things on Pulsechain. That's pretty much it on that. Let's go to the gas prices. Have a look at the old gas prices there. We got 93,000 beats, so super ultra cheap on Pulsechain at the moment. 1/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap. 7/1000th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, 200th of a penny of a Pulse what am I saying? A PRC20 transfer. So that's pretty good there. Gwei on Ethereum at the moment. One Gwei. Can you believe it? Ethereum's just like dreamy there. One Gwei. We're still 760 times cheaper than Ethereum. So really, that's pretty impressive. And what is that good for? Right? Compounding and GameFi, metaverses, things like that. That's really cool to be able to do stuff. ROI protocols, really good to have super hyper low Gwei. 48,468 active validators at the moment. 1.55 trillion Pulse is the stake with those validators, so it's off the market. But let's get to the main event, the bridge. The bridge, folks, 93 million. So we're down about 1 million from yesterday. We're at 94 million yesterday. We're at 93 million today. And we're sitting at 27.8 million DAI. Obviously, ETH there pulled back a little bit there, bounced a little bit. Bitcoin also pulled back a little bit there too from that little, we had that little move yesterday going on with Bitcoin and ETH. And EHEX is pretty much staying stable. So is Coast. They're both stable there at the moment. So that is it for day 466. We just started day 467. We're heading towards 500 days on Pulsechain. It is crazy. And the price charts scream buy and DCA. And Randy Alaski believes so. And he's typically, doesn't always get it right like anybody, but he's probably much better than most punters. And he has some very good wisdom there and has made some very good decisions there. So maybe Randy is a buy signal there as well as the chart screaming buy. So food for thought there. Obviously not financial advice, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff, but that is pretty much it on that. Let's get to, we're going to get to Hex stats. But before we do that, let's jump in and see who else has jumped in here. Hex Creator says nothing finer than a Hex miner, which is kind of cool because I'm just about to talk about Hex, which is kind of neat. We got Yoden in the house there. Great rant. Hey, appreciate that, Yoden. Thanks very much. A great rant. I like that one. Isn't that what streamers do? Streamers rant. I don't know. Sometimes, unless they're really slow, you might get some slow ones. I was going to say sloth streamers, but then there's a Pulsechain influencer called Sloth who does a great job on Hedron and Koza. Although I haven't seen him for a long time. Is he still streaming? Let me know in the chat if Sloth is still streaming there. He was very good at doing that. What's up, everybody? Tea time in the house there. Hey, tea time. I hope you're doing well. We got Wookie says join the strategy club today with Wookie's amazing link. Yeah, definitely. If you want to get into multi-chain opportunities, that's what we cover in the strategy club. $35 a month, really good value. Getting there today. It is a private club in our Pulsechain and Hex Discord, which is $5 a month, but that's inclusive in strategy club. So get in on that one. What else there? Arizona says, what is the next step in the lawsuit? Oh, I just talked about that earlier, Arizona. You might have to flick back to the Pulse chart. But essentially, in 2 days' time, we've got Richard Hart's response to the SEC regarding the motion to dismiss. And then on the 22nd of October, we've got the oral hearing actually in the court in New York. And we know a lot of Pulsekins and Hexkins going to that. But it will probably be, maybe 1 to 3 months, 2 to 3 months after that before, as I understand, that we will get a response from the judge, like a judgment from the judge there on that. That's my understanding. So that could be December, January. That's kind of the play. If all those fail, of course, we've got the potential if Trump wins. So we may have the insurance policy of the SEC change of the guard and become more friendly and clear regulation. Get rid of Gary Gensler, and maybe the case gets dropped if it's not dropped already after the October oral hearing. If both of those fail, then unfortunately we're going into a more negative mode because we'll be going to information discovery, which will be between March and June 2025. So that will just put more overhang onto Pulsechain. Albeit if we get the offsetting that potentially is the magic carpet ride, and that would assume that ETH goes back up over 3,700 and has a rally to 5,000, 10,000, let's say. That would make a lot of value, and then potentially that could be used in multiple ways to magic carpet ride the Pulsechain. So that may be over a long period of time or over stepping stones. We shall see. Who knows what happens with the magic carpet ride? That's all we can say. Speaking of Magic Carpet Ride, Sandy Beach says Magic Carpet Ride will be streaming tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. How about that? Now, we're not talking about the same Magic Carpet Ride there, but Magic Carpet Ride, the team, which has got their own protocols, doing a great job there. Maybe a bistro update too, says Sandy. Nice. All right, let's get into Hex, sorry. Day 17, 1724, can you believe it, on eHex. And we haven't got the results out for day 1723, which we're waiting for. Let's see on Pulsechain. No, we haven't got that either on Pulsechain. We're still waiting for that. Now, I don't know when that's going to come out. How far are we through? 44 minutes. So I would have thought it would have come out already. They have quite lag sometimes. It's good to see the updated. but still a little bit laggy there, post the rollover from the EDC day, which was 45 minutes ago. So that's the kind of play there, just waiting for that update in the charts for both Hex on Pulse and Hex on Ethereum. All right, what else we got going in here? I think that was pretty much it on that. We're just waiting quietly. What else? Yeah, let's go back into the chat there. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Pulsechain rant today. I like that. He says Yoden, Pulsechain rant. And of course, Pulsechain, PulseX, Hex, incentive, and yield farming. Great buying opportunities for the first four, and yield farming really good for their passive income there. Certainly as a portion of your portfolio, depending on how big your portfolio is. Obviously, if you're a smaller portfolio, it's probably just better just to buy the assets instead of them waiting for the uptrend eventually. But like I say, we do have a few hurdles to overcome. But I'm pretty optimistic about those outcomes, particularly motion dismiss. I think we've got a pretty good chance there of winning that. So I know I'll put it between 60 and 70%, something like that. Maybe on this higher side, 70%. I think the lawyers are pretty good. I think the case is pretty weak, so that's kind of where I get to that mark. All right, let's see. And of course, what would that mean? Well, I don't know. It's going to mean if we do win, capital inflows over the bridge, magic carpet ride. I mean, things like that. It's going to be fun. That's kind of weird. Yeah, can't see any of the results out yet for Hex, so we might have to cover those tomorrow. Unfortunately, they seem to be taking longer to come out. So just not practical for me to keep holding the stream open for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today, and if you haven't, I'll be back again tomorrow to cover what day tomorrow. Well, we covered Tuesday stock market and Wednesday crypto, but tomorrow is going to be Wednesday's economic data, and we've covered crypto. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Now I will be having more Hexes PSD algo. So I'm going to be doing 2 videos today. There'll be short videos. One's going to be on Mafia update. It's a major update, so I'm going to be doing a short video on that. And the second one is going to be on. Maybe I should just do it now. Do you guys reckon I should do it now? If you think I should just talk about the Mafia update now, just type in Mafia in the chat there. But I'm also going to be doing another update video for PSD algo, and so that's going to come up too. So let me know in the chat if you want me to extend the live stream here, talk about Mafia. Type in the word Mafia in the chat there, and I will do that. Let's see here. We've got more says, appreciate your work. No problems. Right, no one's put that in there, so I'm going to do that separately. And I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Take care, everybody. I'm going to play out the Magic Cup Ride theme song. How about that? A theme song there today with Richard Hart himself. That's kind of a theme song, but it's not really. It's just a clip of Richard Hart talking about Magic Cup Ride. All right, take care. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.